press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi everyone. In the last video, we discussed the structure of human sperm and the hormonal control of spermatogenesis. So you come to know the entire thing about the male reproductive system, what are all the organs present and what are the functions of different organs, and also how the gametes, the male gametes are formed, and what are all the hormones involved in the male reproductive system. Entire thing will come to know. Now, today I am going to start a female reproductive system. See, like that of male reproductive system, in female reproductive system, so like that of male reproductive system, the female reproductive system also having the primary sex organs and the secondary sex organs. Primary sex organs and secondary sex organs. So primary sex organs in case of females are a pair of ovaries. So in case of female reproductive system, the primary sex organs are a pair of ovaries. So what is the function of ovaries then? Helps in the formation of a female gamete. So female gamete is called as what? Egg or ovum. Okay, so the formation of egg or the ovum, that is the female gamete. So what it is called? Oogenesis. Right. What is the function of ovaries? Oogenesis. Helps in the, they are directly involved in the formation of gametes. No? So ovaries are considered as the primary sex organ. And apart from producing the gametes, the ovaries also secrete sex hormones. Sex hormones. The sex hormones include estrogen and progesterone. So, production of gametes and the secretion of sex hormones, both reproductive in function and endocrine in function. Estrogen and progesterone. So, estrogen is responsible for the development of secondary sexual characteristics in females. So, secondary sexual characteristics in the sense development of mammary glands, broad pelvis, deep-pitched voice, then growth of pubic hair. So, all these are some of the secondary sexual characteristics that are seen in the girls in the time of puberty. And estrogen is also responsible for causing cyclical changes in the endometrium every month, that is during every menstrual cycle. And progesterone. So, progesterone hormone itself, it is called as pregnancy hormone, because it supports the pregnancy. So, by maintaining the endometrium, so progesterone hormone helps in the maintenance of endometrial lining of the uterus throughout the pregnancy. Okay, so that's why it is called as pregnancy hormone only. So later there are many other functions are also there that we will discuss in our later videos. Now, the secondary sex organs. So the secondary sex organs include a pair of oviduct, that is the fallopian tube, uterus, cervix, vagina, external genitalium, external genitalia, and mammary glands. A pair of mammary glands. Okay. So these are all secondary sex organs. So the main function of secondary sex organs, they will also play a very important role in the process of reproduction. So by performing a very important functions, they also assisting in the process of reproduction, like see here the collection of the secondary oocyte, conduction of secondary oocyte in the fallopian tube to the uterus, and implantation. Okay, it's the site of implantation, site of fertilization, the site of fetal growth, so it helps in parturition. So all these things, and vagina, it is for it is a copulatory organ, it receives the sperms, so the sperms are deposited in the vagina. So like this, the secondary sex organs will play a very important role in the process of reproduction. And one more thing, the females also play a very important role in nourishing their young ones, right? Okay, to feed their young ones, the females are having mammary glands. Okay, so they are having a pair of mammary glands to feed their young ones. So that's why the mammary glands are also included in the female reproductive system. So the female reproductive system includes a pair of ovaries, a pair of oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina, external genitalia, and a pair of mammary glands. Okay, so I will discuss the parts of female reproductive system in detail now. Okay, see, this is what the diagram of female reproductive system, and this is very important. So the diagram may be asked for your final examination. Look at this picture. It's having both primary sex organs and secondary sex organs. So the primary sex organs are a pair of ovaries. Okay, so a pair of ovaries. These two are the oviducts, and this is what the uterus, and this is the cervix, and this is the vagina. Right. So primary sex organs here are the pair of ovaries. Let us discuss about the ovaries. So ovaries, they are the primary sex organ in females. So as I said, ovaries, no. So there are how many in number? One pair. How many in number? One pair. And what about the size of the ovaries? So they are smaller in size. They are smaller in size and measures about 2 to 4 centimeter long, 1.5 to 2 centimeter wide breadth, and 1 centimeter in thickness. So this is what the size of the ovary. When it comes to the shape, so what is the shape of the ovaries? I was saying the ovaries now. Can you tell me the shape? Okay. Almond shape. So they look like almond. So it's almond shape, flattened structures, Okay. Then location. Where exactly the ovaries are located? See, the two ovaries are located in the lower abdominal cavity, one on each side. So they are, can we say intra-abdominal, because the two ovaries are present inside the abdomen, no? So the ovaries are intra-abdominal, located in the lower abdominal cavity, one on either side. So unlike that of testes, you just recall the male reproductive system where the testes are located. The testes are located outside the abdomen, right? That is in a pouch, that is the scrotum. So they are extra abdominal. Why? Because the production of sperms. The formation of sperms requires a lower temperature than the body temperature. Here, no such requirement is seen. Okay, so both the ovaries are functional at a normal body temperature, and they can able to produce egg or the ovum at a normal body temperature. So they are located in the abdomen only. So they are intra-abdominal. So where they are located? They are located in the lower abdominal cavity. Lower abdominal cavity. One arm heights. So this is what the morphology of the ovaries. They are pale organs and 2 to 4 centimeter long, 1.5 to 2 centimeter breadth, 1 centimeter thickness. They are like the shape of almond. They are the flattened structures and they are located in the lower abdominal cavity. Okay, so in the abdominal cavity they get supported by the ligaments. Okay, so these ovaries do. The ovaries gets connected to the fallopian tube. At the same time, the ovaries get connected to the uterus, and they also get connected to the abdominal wall. So the ovaries get connected to the fallopian tube and as well as the uterus with the help of ligaments. With the help of ligaments, and see here the ovaries gets also connected to the abdominal wall with the help of mesovarium. What it is called? Mesovarium. Okay, so both the ovaries are held in a position with the help of ligaments, and both the ovaries get connected to the lower, that is abdominal wall with the help of mesovarium. Understood? So this is what the morphology of the ovaries. And what about the function? Production of female gamete, that is the ovum, and another function is the secretion of sex hormones. So this is what morphology, and the internal structure of the ovary, including that is the formation of how the growth of follicles and how the male gamete or the ovum is formed. So that detailed internal structure of the ovary, folliculogenesis, oogenesis, I will discuss in the later classes. Now, the next part of the fallopian, next part of the female reproductive system is the fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. Fallopian tube is also called oviduct. It's called as what? Oviduct. What about the number of fallopian tube? 1 pair. 2. Okay. So these two are the fallopian tubes of the oviducts. Okay. And they measures about usually 10 to 12 centimeter long. They usually 10 to 12 centimeter long, and both the fallopian tube, they arise from the periphery of the ovary. They arise from the periphery of the ovary and up to the uterus. Right? And each fallopian tube is differentiated into 3 regions. So remember, each oviduct or fallopian tube is differentiated into 3 regions. The region or the part which lie close to the ovary, which is the structure. So it is a funnel shaped structure, right? It is like this, funnel shape. So this part of the fallopian tube is called as what? Infundibulum. Okay, what it is called? Infundibulum. This infundibulum opens into the abdominal cavity with the help of an opening. A pore is present here. Okay, so that pore or the opening is called as ostium. Right? What it is called? Opening, ostium. Then the edge of the infundibulum. In the edge of the infundibulum, you can see the presence of many finger-like projections. Okay, no? So these finger-like projections are called as what? Fimbriae. Okay. So what is the function of fimbriae? Fimbriae helps in the collection of the secondary oocyte. So it tells you the collection of secondary oocyte after the ovulation. So this is what infundibulum. So this is a part where located near the ovary. Next to the infundibulum, there is another region that is called as ampulla. So ampulla region is the widest and longest part of the fallopian tube. So which is the widest and longest part of the fallopian tube? Ampulla. Okay. So ampulla is the widest and longest part of the fallopian tube. After the ampulla is followed by a narrow, short, thick region of the fallopian tube that is called as the isthmus. What it is called? Isthmus. And the isthmus opens into the uterus. Okay. So all these are the three parts of the fallopian tube. So the first is the funnel shaped structure, infundibulum. It is followed by a longest and widest part of the fallopian tube, that is the ampulla, and ampulla that is followed by a narrow, short, thick region of the fallopian tube that is called as the isthmus, and the isthmus will open into the uterine cavity. Okay, so this is what the structure of the fallopian tube. Then, what is the function of fallopian tube or the ovule? See, the first function is, see here, after ovulation, the secondary oocyte is released from the ovule. Okay. See, I am using the term secondary oocyte here. I am not using the term ovum. Why? Because it is still in the secondary oocyte stage only. When ovulation happens, that is still in the secondary oocyte because it has not yet completed its meiosis second. So I am using the term secondary oocyte instead of ovum. So once the secondary oocyte is released after the ovulation, this fimbriae, what present the finger-like projections seen in the edge of the infundibulum, they pick up the secondary oocyte. Okay, so they pick up the secondary oocyte. Once it is picked up by the fimbriae, it is through the ostia. The secondary oocyte will enter into the fallopian tube. Okay, so what is the function then? What is the function of fallopian tube here? Collection of the secondary oocyte. Right? Next. See, once you get into the fallopian tube, so yeah, still it is in the which region? Infundibulum. So it has to reach the site of fertilization. And once the fertilization happens, the zygote forms. No, the zygote has to reach the uterus. Okay? So another function of the fallopian tube is the conduction of secondary oocyte and the zygote towards the uterus. Okay, one is the collection of secondary oocyte, and another one is the conduction of secondary oocyte and zygote. Secondary oocyte and zygote towards the uterus. Right? See. So from here, the secondary oocyte has to travel and reach the site of fertilization. After fertilization, it has to reach the uterus. So, what helps in this movement in the fallopian tube? What causes the movement of secondary oocyte in the fallopian tube? It is by a peristaltic movement. It is by a peristaltic. So it is by the peristaltic contraction and the ciliary movement. It is by the peristaltic contraction and the ciliary movement. See, peristaltic contraction. See, the wall of the infundibulum is made up of three layers. The outermost layer it is called as the serosa. Below the serosa, there is one more layer is present. That is the muscle layer. That is called as muscularis. So it is both having, it is longitudinal and circular muscles. So those muscles will bring the contraction. Okay, so they bring about peristaltic contraction. And one more is the inner lining of the infundibulum. No? It is made up of a ciliated columnar epithelium. So which cells are present here? A ciliated columnar epithelium. Okay, so what ciliated columnar cells which are present in this epithelium, their movement helps in the conduction of secondary oocyte and as well as the zygote. So the conduction of secondary oocyte and the zygote towards the uterus is brought about by the peristaltic contraction of the muscularis layer and the ciliary movement. Okay, that is what conduction of the secondary oocyte and zygote towards the uterus. Then one more important function. Fertilization. It is the site of fallopian tubes are the site of fertilization. See, I already said where fertilization occurs in human beings. In human beings, fertilization is internal, right? So internal, it occurs in the female reproductive tract. So where exactly it occurs in the female reproductive tract? That is exactly in this region. So where it occurs in the ampulla isthmus junction. So where fertilization happens in the female reproductive tract, the fertilization occurs in the ampulla isthmus junction. You have to remember this. Ampulla isthmus junction. Once the fertilization occurs, it forms zygote. So the zygote start moving towards the uterus. So during this movement only, the zygote start mitotic division. That is what cleavage. Okay. So the initial cleavage of the zygote, it occurs in the fallopian tube itself. So then it's also site of initial cleavage divisions. No. So it is a site of fertilization. It's a site of fertilization, and also it is a site of early or initial cleavage divisions. Okay, so all these are the functions of fallopian tube. Let us recall. The first thing is collection of the secondary oocyte by fimbriae. Then conduction of the secondary oocyte and zygote towards the uterus with the help of peristaltic contraction and the ciliary movement. And it is a site of fertilization. Where fertilization occurs? In the ampulla isthmus junction. And it is also a site for the initial cleavage divisions. Right? So all these are the functions of fallopian tube. Okay? Then the two fallopian tubes will open into a highly muscularized sac. This sac, it is called as a sac-like structure. It is called as the uterus. Let us discuss uterus. So both the fallopian tubes will open into a highly muscularized sac. This is what the uterus. So uterus is large, hollow. Hollow in the sense, hollow means what? It is having a cavity inside. Okay. So this cavity is called as what? This cavity is called as uterine cavity. So where the fetal development will occur. So that's why it is also called as womb. So uterus is a large, hollow, and it is the central part of the female reproductive tract. Where uterus is located? It is located in the central region of the female reproductive system. And how it looks like? First we'll talk about the size of the uterus. It measures about 7.5 centimeters long and 5 centimeter wide and 2.5 centimeter thickness. 7.5 centimeter long, 5 centimeter wide and 2.5 centimeter in thickness. And when it comes to the shape of the uterus, so uterus is single only. So how it looks like exactly? So it exactly looks like the inverted pear shape. So it is a inverted pear shaped structure. So inverted pear shaped structure. Where it is located? Where the uterus is located? It is located between the urinary bladder. It is located between the urinary bladder and the rectum. Where it is located? It is located between the urinary bladder and the rectum. So measures about a 7.5 centimeter long, 5 centimeter wide, 2.5 centimeter in thickness, and it is a inverted pear-shaped structure located between the urinary bladder and the rectum. So this is what the uterus, the size and as well as the shape and its location. Now uterus is also having 3 parts. See this part. The part of the uterus that is lying above the opening of the fallopian tubes. The 2 fallopian tubes open here, right? Okay, so the part above the opening of the fallopian tube, which is dome-shaped structure. So this dome-shaped structure, it is called as, which is present above the opening of the fallopian tube, is called as fundus. Okay, so what it is called? Fundus. So fundus is a dome-shaped region present above the opening of the fallopian tube. And the middle and the main part of the uterus, it is called as the body or the corpus. So this entire thing, from here to here, this is called as the body or the corpus. And the narrow posterior part of the uterus, so from here to here, this is called as cervix. Okay, so the uterus is differentiated into 3 regions. The dome-shaped part is called as fundus. The main middle part of the uterus, it is called as the body or the corpus, and the narrow posterior part is called as what? The cervix. From here to here is the cervix. Okay, so it is having 3 parts: fundus, body, and the cervix. Right. Then, and it comes to the wall layers. See, what is the cavity present inside the uterus? No? So this is called as the uterine cavity. And when it comes to the wall layers of the uterus, so there are 3 layers of these, which is the outermost layer. The outermost layer of the uterus is called perimetrium. What it is called? Perimetrium. The outermost layer, this layer, is called as what? Perimetrium. And it is followed by, inner to this perimetrium there is a one more layer. So from here to here, this is what? The myometrium. So myometrium is the thickest layer of the uterus. Of the 3 layers, which is the thickest layer, myometrium is the thickest layer of uterus. This myometrium is made up of smooth muscles, involuntary smooth muscles. Okay, so these smooth muscles help at the time of parturition, that is at the time of during delivery. So the contraction of these smooth muscles helps in expelling the fully developed fetus out of the mother's womb. So this is brought about by the parturition. During parturition, the expelling of the baby is because of strong contractions of the myometrium layer. The smooth muscles contraction will causes the expelling of the baby out of the mother womb. So this contraction of smooth muscles is brought about by the hormone, that is oxytocin. So which is the hormone responsible for the contraction of smooth muscles? oxytocin is the hormone which is released during that time. So that you will this process we will discuss in our later classes. So the release of oxytocin causes the smooth muscles to contract. So that vigorous contraction helps in the expelling of the baby out of the mother womb. But at the time of pregnancy, the contraction of smooth muscles is inhibited by another hormone, that is progesterone. What it is called? Progesterone. So, at the time of pregnancy or during pregnancy, the contraction of smooth muscles is inhibited by progesterone. Understood? So, oxytocin causes the contraction of smooth muscles that helps in parturition. Progesterone inhibits the contraction of smooth muscles that maintains the pregnancy. Okay, this is what the myometrium. You have to remember which muscles are present in the myometrium and which is the thickest layer of the uterus. And come to the innermost layer of the uterus, that is inner to the myometrium, the innermost layer is called as endometrium. So this is the innermost layer, and this is the layer where the implantation of the blastocyst will occur. And this is the layer which lines the uterine, this layer. Are you seeing this orange color line now? So this is what the endometrium. Okay, so this endometrium lines the uterine cavity. And this endometrium, in the endometrium also there are two layers. See here, the two layers of the endometrium. Wall of the uterus, 3 layers. Wall of the endometrium, 2 layers. So the outermost, the deepest layer, that is the basal layer, no, it is called as stratum basalis. This is the permanent layer. So this is the basal layer. During menstrual cycle, so this the cells of the stratum bacillus undergo proliferation and increases in number, and this results in the formation of a new layer of endometrium that is called as a stratum. That is called as what? The stratum functionalis. This is not permanent. So this layer sheds off during every menstrual cycle. See, this thickening of endometrium is brought about by the proliferation of the endometrium is brought about by the hormone, release of estrogen hormone. So that estrogen hormone is responsible for the proliferation of the endometrial cells, so that the cells of stratum bacillus will proliferate, that means they multiply and increases in number, and that results in the development of a new layer that is called as the stratum functionalis. This is the superficial layer of the endometrium. Okay, so this causes what? The thickening of the endometrium. That is necessary for implantation. Right. Suppose if the fertilization will not occur. If fertilization will not occur, this layer, that is stratum functionalis, no, it sheds off. It shed off. Only which layer remains here? Stratum basalis only remains. And stratum functionalis will shed off during every menstrual cycle. It will come out as a menstrual fluid. Right? So this is what the layers of the endometrium. So stratum basalis, which is a permanent layer, and the stratum functionalis, it will shed off if the fertilization will not occur. That is during every menstrual cycle it regrows, and if fertilization will not occur, it sheds off. Okay? So that is what the wall layers of the endometrium. So from outer to inner, just recall the layers of uterus. Outer is perimetrium, followed by the thickest layer of the uterus, that is myometrium. The cells, the muscles are smooth muscles. Endometrium, the innermost layer of the uterus where the implantation will occur. So this is what the wall layers of the uterus. So then, what is the function of uterus? What is the function? What is the function? See here, the sperms are deposited in this region, that is in the vagina. Okay? Once the sperms are deposited in this region, in the corpus, the sperms are traveled through this cervix and it is through the uterus it will reach the site of fertilization. So the uterus serves as a pathway for the movement of sperms towards the fallopian tube. So what is the function of uterus? It serves as a pathway for the movement of sperms. Serves as a pathway for the movement of sperms. Right? So uterus is a site for implantation. Once the implantation happens, the placenta forms. No. So it is also a site of placenta formation. So, okay. So after that, the embryo start growing. So that will develop into a fetus. The complete development of the fetus will occur in the uterine cavity. So that's why this cavity is called as womb. Okay. So it is also a site for implantation, a site for placenta formation, and a site for fetal development. And one more important thing here is, it also a source of menstrual flow, because every month, that is every reproductive, that is menstrual cycle, the inner lining of that is the superficial layer of endometrial cells shed off, no. So it is a source of menstrual flow also. So all these are the functions of uterus. And one more thing, myometrium is there, no. So what is the function? It helps in the contraction of these muscles, helps in parturition, right? So thereby it helps. It also, the myometrium layer of the uterus also helps in parturition. So what are the main functions here? So it is a pathway for the movement of the sperm, site of implantation, a site for placenta formation, site for placenta formation, and also a site for fetal growth and development. The site for fetal growth and development. And it is a source for menstrual flow. It's a source for menstrual flow. So all these are the functions of uterus. Understood? Just recall. So what are the functions of uterus? Serve as a pathway for the movement of sperms towards the fallopian tube. It is a site for implantation, placenta formation, and fetal development, and is a source for menstrual flow. Understood clearly? Then next is so after the uterus, so the next part of the uterus, that is the posterior part of the uterus. It is a narrow portion. The narrow portion which is present at the posterior end of the uterus, from here to here, this is cervix. See here, from here to here, this region is called as what? The cervix. Okay, so the cervix also has a cavity inside, a lumen inside, that is called as the cervical canal. What it is called? Cervical canal. And you can see the presence of two openings here. So one is called as the internal os, and another one is called as the external os. Os means what? Openings. The two openings are present in the cervix. This is the internal os and this is the external os. So where the cervix is exactly located? The cervix is exactly located between the uterus and the vagina. So the cervical canal, it opens into the uterus through this internal os, whereas the cervix opens into the vagina through this external os. Understood? One more thing here is the two openings, no, internal os and external os, they are having the two openings they are provided with powerful sphincter muscles. So because the cervix, no, the cervix has to bear the weight of the fetus, it has to bear the weight of the placenta, right? So further the two openings are provided with a very powerful sphincter muscles. Okay, so this is what the cervix. So cervix is located between the uterus and the vagina. It opens to uterus through internal os and opens to vagina through external os, both are provided with sphincter muscles having a lumen inside, that is called as the cervical canal. So it opens into the uterus by internal os, and it also opens to vagina by external os. Okay, and it is also having the lumen. The lumen is called as the cervical canal. Right. So then, what is the function of cervix? See here, once the fetus is developed completely, so it has to be expelled out of the mother womb, right? So from where it has to be expelled? It is through the uterine cavity, it is through the cervical canal, and it is through the vagina to come out. Okay, so the cervix along with the vagina acts as a birth canal. So what is the function of cervix? It is together with vagina it acts as a birth canal. Right? And one more important thing here is the inner lining of the cervix. No, it is having some secretory cells that will secrete the mucus. So the mucus helps in protecting the sperms. They protect the sperms from the phagocytes. They protect the sperms from phagocytes, and also they protect the sperms from the hostile environment of the vagina. Okay, so the two are the cervix acts as a birth canal, and what mucus secreted by the secretory cells present in the inner lining of the cervix, they protect the sperms. So mucus also some important also for many other functions of mucus are there. So that we'll discuss in our later classes. So now you have to remember is here it acts as a birth canal and mucus will protection to the sperms. So this is what the cervix. Then the last part of it, that is our next part of the female reproductive system. So from here onwards, so this part of the female reproductive system is called as vagina. What it is called? Vagina. What it is called? Vagina. So vagina is a fibro-muscular tube. Measures about nearly 10 centimeter length. The inner lining of the vagina is having the mucous membrane. It's having the mucous membrane. So continues with the cervix. It is made up of stratified squamous epithelium. It is made up of a stratified squamous epithelium. You just recall, you already studied in your first PUC by studying the epithelial tissues. Okay, so there you will study about the stratified squamous epithelium, where it is present. It is present at the various entry points of the body. No, so your vagina is inner lining is having the stratified squamous epithelium. And this vagina, the vagina, it opens to outside through vaginal orifice. So that vaginal orifice is nothing but the vaginal opening. Okay. So this vaginal orifice, this vaginal opening is covered by a very thin membranous layer. So just I am showing you that is the hymen. What it is called? Hymen. So this hymen, it usually ruptures at the time of first coitus, that is at the time of first sexual intercourse, this hymen layer will rupture. So it doesn't mean that if hymen layer is not present, she is not virgin. So this is because this hymen layer, no, so it may also rupture during heavy physical activity also. While performing heavy physical activity like horse riding or cycling, and even during vaginal infections also, there is a chances of rupturing of this hymen layer. So the presence or the absence of hymen is not a reliable indicator for the virginity in females. Okay. Then this is what the vagina. And let us discuss about the functions of vagina. The functions. See here, this is the vagina. This is it's called as copulatory chamber, because this chamber, no, it will receive the penis at the time of this is the vaginal region. So it receives the penis at the time of coitus. So it acts as a copulatory organ. So in females, the copulatory organ is called as vagina is the copulatory organ in females. So it receives the penis at the time of sexual intercourse. So that during coitus or during sexual intercourse, the sperms are deposited in the vagina of the female. So it receives the penis, it receives the sperms, the chamber for receiving of the penis and the sperms, and it is together with the cervix. So this is the cervix, as I already said, the cervix together with vagina acts as a birth canal, right? So this vagina is together with cervix, it also acts as a birth canal. Acts as a birth canal. So thereby it helps in parturition. Thereby it helps in parturition. And see here, in females, every month menstrual cycle will occur. During menstrual cycle, the first few days of menstrual cycle, the menstrual bleeding will occur. So it is an outlet for vagina, acts as an outlet for the menstrual flow. So another important function is it is an outlet for menstrual flow. Okay, so all these are the functions of vagina. So vagina acts as a copulatory organ. It receives the penis and the sperms at the time of coitus. It is together with the cervix. It acts as a birth canal. So thereby it helps in parturition, and it is the outlet for menstrual flow. So all these are the functions of vagina. Understood clearly? So this is what the parts of the female reproductive system. So in the next class, I am going to discuss the internal structure of the ovary and the development of how the follicles will develop in the ovary. Thank you.